Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We are back here at Valley Fields in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Marquette trying to get back into this game, but almost coming up a little bit too late as we had a little bit of a scuffle in the off period between some Marquette players and some Air Force players. But all figured out now. A timeout was called, and it looks like we're getting ready to get back into action there. Ava, tension's flying high, obviously, as we can see here from the booth.
Absolutely, and like you said, all that really, truly happened was there was a scuffle, players got in each other's faces, but that just goes to show how high the tensions are today and how badly each team wants to come home with a win.
Air Force trying to set something up as another penalty will fly. You know, part of that aggression, Ava, that really is what it comes down to with the slashing penalties and things like that as a yard sale occurs there on Verlinde. And we'll get word from the Stripes here in a second what that penalty is. But things not going well for Marquette, especially on a costly man-down opportunity and a man-up opportunity for Air Force once more.
And knowing coming off of a loss, too, from Robert Morris traveling there, going away to wanting to come home here, hosting the Air Force Academy, there's no doubt that Stimmel and the rest of his squad wanted to bring a win here at Milwaukee. But as we've seen and as the game continues to go on, it's not looking like such an outcome is going to happen.
As Air Force here behind the island is going to look to get things going on their man-up opportunity. As it comes to Dodd, again, who's been on fire this game, netting 5 goals, and wow, another shot there from Alexander Stepney. That was textbook, and really nothing Alieri can do about it. It really zinked by him, as we'll see on the replay in a second.
And Stepney is a first year, and I think that's some of the first year action we've seen on this Air Force team. I mean, it's mostly made up of at least sophomores, juniors, these older, more experienced players, kind of knowing the season, knowing how the style of play and the team works at the collegiate level. So really interesting for Stepney to step up as that first year. It's given some Marquette vibes there a little bit.
As now you can see quite the aggression paying off for Marquette as they're really trying to be a scrappy team and hopefully trying to get things going. I mean, Ava, we've seen Marquette play their best when they are in a bit of a bad mood.
Absolutely.
Really getting things going here is Williams behind the back pass over to Corcel, and he's going to take it down the left side and get it going here for the Golden Eagles. Again, Ava, we talked about this earlier in the broadcast, but Bobby O'Grady, quite a silent day, only having a goal to his name, which sounds like a lot for a lot of people, but for him personally, you know, really not living up to the expectation that his stats have been pulling.
Yeah, and for O'Grady, of course, he's not trying to keep a low profile. He is absolutely being just battled on by these Air Force players, and they're just continuously suppressing him. Constantly he's got a man on him, and it's just he hasn't been able to find many opportunities besides, of course, this one goal to really let his skills, let his athleticism shine through today.
A little bit of an unnecessary roughness there on Kirshner. He got battered there in front of the crease and really proved why he couldn't get that shot off. But here's the thing about this Air Force team. They are a scrappy team. They get things going, and it's really hard to stop them when they really get into their groove. And you're really seeing that right now with Marquette's offense as Kirshner had a tough time even getting a shot off. If they're not even going to let shots go their way, they'd rather take a penalty than get a shot off on that. As now it's going to come over back to Marquette on offense, working on the man up. Linder. Back over to Stegman. Fires back over. Washburn. Not going to go. Marquette on the good cover, though, off of a shot that goes just a little bit errant. Stegman now behind the net. Fires to O'Grady. Over to Linder. Shot goes. And Marquette scores on the man up, and a little bit of life here in Milwaukee with about 5 minutes left. Too little too late, Ava?
It might be, but you're never not going to take a goal when you get that chance. And coming from Linder, too, an incredible moment for him, an incredible player. And you know what? There's still 5 minutes left on the clock. You never know what can happen.
And as we watch the replay here, we see Linder just Bounce a shot there and go right by Rose, as that one will go right over the left leg. And that's something that Marquette needs. Let's fire the sideline up, do something to be able to get him back in this game. It looks like Iggy's fired up on the other side of the field as well. And Williams winning the faceoff there as Marquette's going to get it going. And getting back on offense here as Aaron Joseph's going to take it across with the wheels. Going to retreat to the right side and passing it back into the corner to Foster, who's been a great outlet behind the net for the Golden Eagles. Foster fires. Great save by Rose. Looked quite easy for him to do. Air Force retreating back to the other side. Shad Bruce working. A long stick shot. And that one falls as Chris Bardak absolutely rips one on the bounce and out. It's too much for Ali Arias. Air Force crushes any semblance of hope that the Golden Eagles can get back into this one, as now we have 4:23 left on the clock in the final frame. Let's look at this one again, Ava. Bardak comes over from just across half field, and it's too much for Ali Ari. That one came in, it looked like over 100 miles an hour. I don't think anyone could have stopped that.
I wouldn't want to be in front of it, that's for sure. And you know, it's difficult for Ali Ari to be compared to Rose. Rose is just such a more seasoned goalkeeper. And of course, Rose himself, he actually tallied 14 saves against the back-to-back champions, #1 Virginia, in their season opener. And so he's just up there with the best of them. And Ali Ari still has a lot of room to grow and to work and to just be more comfortable in the blue and gold uniform.
And hopefully people at home are realizing that this isn't the last that you've seen of this squad, especially with that young squad now getting exposure. They will be a real force of nature by the time they're all seniors and juniors.
Oh, extremely. Give them up. I mean, if this is how they are as first years, just coming out of high school, walking right into this collegiate play, and just transitioning so smoothly, so quickly, stepping into these starter leadership roles and really running this team, can't even believe what they'll be doing in a couple years. It will truly be a team to stay following, to stay looking towards, and I mean, give them some years, give Stimmel some more years, and I think soon they'll become a really, really, really good team.
As a shot there from Kirshner went wide, a real laser there as Pierce Washburn, really coming into his own here and trying to pick things back up and tighten his game up. As I say that, a little bit of a miscue there on the offensive side of play. And ball's on the ground, picked up by Marquette. Stegman fires. Not going to go once more, but unfortunately the cover for Air Force will take it. And Marquette will look to get back on defense there.
And there's that scrappiness, that grittiness that we know Marquette has within them, bringing it forth on the field. I just wish they maybe did it a little earlier in today's game. And maybe we would see some different things later here.
A tipped pass, taken, picked up, O'Grady coming back on the other side, passes it over. And that one will score for Marquette. Padding the stats here, that one is Max Krzyzewski on a great assist from Bobby O'Grady, being able to pick up on that miscue from the Air Force defense. As you saw, that a pass got tipped. O'Grady picked it up and found Krzyzewski very, very, very close to the net, and he was able to finish it off. Nothing that Rose could really do, but other than guess.
And what great communication. I mean, O'Grady, Krzyzewski really in sync there in that moment. They knew what needed to be done. And it just goes, I mean, maybe they aren't as vocal on the field as some players, such as Will Foster, who really brings a vocal presence, but being in sync, reading each other's movements and moments like that are what sets this Marquette team apart despite being down today. Williams
once again picks up the faceoff. Over to Joseph. A fire from a long stick. Not going to go. Marquette on a good cover, though. A really good shot there by Logan Crines there. And now Marquette's going to take it behind the net as Foster is going to try to work on Will Stacks. Gets around. Foster turns his back to the net, trying to look for a better opportunity. And a good fire there by Hayden Miller. And Marquette, yet another good cover, picking up the ball, trying to get another opportunity out of this. Great save by Rose on the shot from Luke Williams. And now Shad Bruce with the speed, trying to go up the sideline, finding Woodward. Woodward trying to get his stick in there. Not working out for Bruce. Gets over a pass over to Alexander Stepney, who ripped a really, really nice shot there at the end of the third quarter. As now we're coming down to the final minute and a half of this contest here. Looking like Marquette will fall to 2-6 on the season and bringing Air Force to an above 500 record. Ava, when you look at this game as a whole, what do you think that the main contributor to Marquette coming up short here in today's game really was?
They have all the elements to be a great team and to bring that to the field on game days when it matters. But it just feels like they're missing something. And I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, statistically, stats-wise, they're not doing absolutely terrible. I mean, could it be better? Yeah. But it's not brutal. Like, it doesn't look that way. And they can fight just alongside the Air Force too, but just something isn't quite clicking for this Marquette team, and I'm not sure if it's because we have so many first years here and the lack of senior presence on the field, but whatever it is, Marquette needs to figure it out and really just put all the components together. It's like a missing puzzle piece that they just got to click in, and they will be this team on an absolute dominating roll. But until then, we're here and we're down, and Air Force looks like they're going to take home a 5th straight win.
And Marquette now, after the shot clock violation on Air Force, is just going to look to run things out within the last 20 seconds as Alieri is going to go back to the corner. And now, with about 15 seconds left, Marquette's going to look to wrap this one up. And new goalie in for Air Force as the clock's running out here. And that will do it here from Milwaukee. Marquette coming up short in a tough-fought match. 9-16, Air Force picking up their 5th win of the fifth straight win. Stimmel's boys coming up a little bit short today, as you know, win or lose, they all go and get their keeper, which is also a very good aspect of this team that shows that they're all together in many ways. Ava, if you could give a player of the game today on either side, who would you give it to?
Well, for Marquette, I gotta say Luke Williams. He has stood out to me today. He has had this grit. Every time he's on the field, he brings that energy, that scrappiness, that momentum, and he makes things happen. And so for Marquette, I gotta say Williams.
We're gonna send it down to our third member of our team, Amy Galszewski. One more time, Amy, a tough loss for Marquette.
Yeah, Jack, Marquette really let this game slip through its fingers, and it's now Marquette's official first loss against Air Force in program history. But they cannot let their confidence get down now. They're hitting the most crucial part of the season where they're starting Big East play. They face Providence here next Saturday at Valley Fields. So they really have to step it up, and I know that these seniors, for them, it's a really special time because they want that Big East title. They want that NCAA title. So they're really going to be working for that. And speaking of seniors, this is my own little senior day here at Valley Fields today. My last time on the sidelines. I just wanted to thank the Marquette Wire for an incredible past 4 years. I came in as a first-year student, very timid, covering the Marquette men's lacrosse team, and experiences like this have really just helped me develop and gain a lot of confidence and meet some incredible people. So thank you for all the memories, Marquette, and back to you, Jack and Ava.
Another reminder, Marquette fans.
Thank you so much, Amy. A huge congratulations to you. What a storied career, covering all sports at Marquette, not just lacrosse, being a real jack of all trades for the Marquette Wire. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin here, on behalf of my co-host, Ava Mayers, we're checking out here after a tough loss for Marquette, but there's always next week.
And Providence, opening face-off, 11 a.m. The student athletes, coaches, and staff of Marquette University thank you not only